My name is Ayo Awobona. I've been living with spinal cord injury for 27 years now. I'm a farmer, I'm a writer, and I'm the chairman of Spinal Cord Injury Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, and I'm the Southwest Coordinator of Rebuilding Hope on Wheels Initiative, an initiative for spinal cord injury survivors alone. I had an accident 1997 December. I was approaching my 23rd birthday then. That was when I had the accident. A car somersault, a tire burst and the car somersaulted into a bush. And that was it. I was found inside that bush because of lack of adequate emergency service that time. I was made to walk from that bush to the main road where I was evacuated to the nearest hospital. That walk from the bush to the main road, that was where the damage happened. Probably it could have been a spinal shock at where they found me. But the stress they now put on the spine now made it worse. So to the first hospital, he couldn't handle me. He had to refer me to Igbobi National Orthopedic Hospital, where they found out that there was a compressional wedge on my T4 line. That is my chest line. And the impression they gave us at the hospital then, which are part of which our advocacy is targeting at now, it shouldn't be, because they give us false hope that maybe when you get home, when you start doing this and that, you start walking. Instead of them to let us know that we are on a long journey, let us just learn how to live in our new life. But I would say I was indifferent. I left the hospital with a lot of hope that in a few weeks' time, maybe I'll stand on my feet. And 27 years down the line, I'm still here. They got me a wheelchair. My people got me a wheelchair the first year, but I was looking at the wheelchair that this is not my portion. I won't sit on this wheelchair for a whole year like that. Before a day, my present doctor, he was still in medical school then, he just came here that we are going out. My mommy was shocked that going where? Like this. Don't worry, mom. He packaged me, wore my clothes for me, took me to the wheelchair, boom, we hit the street. That was the day I started using the wheelchair. And along the line, one starts accepting fate that looks like this is my new normal. This is what will give me access to here and there. Then after hospital, I will still try about 5 different bone setters, traditional this and that. I'll still try about 5 of them, which got a lot of money. Instead of us to have accepted fate and go back home that, okay, let's move on with life. Let's see how to channel this guy energy. Let's see what can we develop, which strength of his can we help him develop such that he will move on with life. That is what was lacking in the hospital. So we tried plenty traditional people in the name of finding solution. Instead, I left their place worst. There are some that one of the conditions we normally have in spinal cord injury is pressure sore. We used to advocate for survivors to try all they could not to have pressure sore. And you can imagine I left all these places with various degree of pressure sore that I did not live in hospital. So these are the disadvantages of trying here and there. And we've been trying all our best through our advocacy to let survivors know that accept your fate and move on with life. Don't let any complications set in. Spinal cord injury doesn't kill. It's another life on its own. Inside that life, what can easily kill are complications. Don't let any complications set in. I've lost my dad 2 years earlier before the incident, so I was left with my mom, and she was distraughted. She was lost. You can imagine it was just 2 years after my dad died. I was the firstborn. I have 4 direct siblings and 2 adopted ones. So all of them are on my mom. And the firstborn that's still struggling, I just finished my OND that year. I was doing my IT when I had the accident. So a poor widow who is struggling, and the firstborn that's trying to complement her again now found himself in that injury. That was what made her to start selling all her properties, all what she had, her landed property, her gold. She sold everything in the name of finding me a solution for me to come back on my feet, not knowing that we are on a long journey. So I knew and I understand it wasn't easy on her and my siblings then, because they are my first point of contact that year. So I am sure it wasn't easy on all of us and friends, everybody that surrounded me. It wasn't easy. It was a tough journey. Yeah, I thank God. At least I would say I've adapted well. Number one, my support system. My support system now, my immediate family, friend and family. They all surrounded me. That was what started bringing out the potential in me. That is what, no, let us give up on him. Let us try. Let us give him what he needs. And these are still part of what we're advocating for within our spinal cord injury community. The two associations I mentioned earlier on, the Spinal Cord Injury Association of Nigeria and the Rebuilding Hope on Wheels initiative, what do we do there? We reach out to new people in spinal cord injury world. We let them know. We let them and their people know that it's another world entirely. It's another ball game. All what that person needs is encouragement. The stress of the injury is not on the survivor alone. It's on all those his immediate people. For person that's married, it's on his wife and children. For people like us, it's on our immediate people. In my own situation, my mom and my siblings, then friends and family. So the support system, once anybody have a good support system, that person is good to go in spinal cord injury. The journey will be much more easier than when you are alone. Our collaboration with government could have been so sweet, and we are still begging government. As we talk right now in Nigeria, we don't have a rehabilitation center, a complete rehabilitation center. We can still call the acute treatment after the injury rehabilitation. They will rehabilitate you immediately after the injury, bring you back. But a complete rehabilitation center now, where you learn how to live your new life, we don't have any in Nigeria. So our advocacy, our shout had been, if government can give us just one in the whole of Nigeria, spinal cord injury is good to go. At least from there, your emotion will have been worked on by a psychologist, and an occupational therapist will have taught you how to move from your wheelchair to your bed, how to manage your kitchen. If you want to cook, you can enter your kitchen yourself, do all sorts. An occupational therapist will have done that, and the doctors, they will be working on you too. You will have learned a whole lot inside that rehabilitation center. We don't have a single one in Nigeria. If government can do that for us, we are good to go. And spinal cord injury is a money sapping injury. Money sapping in the sense that you live with spinal cord injury, you live with so many things all through the days of your life. You live with medication. There are some that there is no option. You have to take medication all through your life. Daily medical supplies, the way you pass your urine, the way you go to toilet, all these things cost money to manage. All these things, you need to buy things every day. You don't have that option. The finance, in a situation, the injury on its own had drained whatever resources you have before the injury. So now moving along with the complication, with the injury again, you now factor the cost of buying catheter, buying urine bag, buying disinfectant, buying things you need, buying drugs. Of late now, I'm on 2 drugs, Lyrica and Baclofen. All this, they just skyrocketed like 300%. 300 times, 3 times what I used to buy it before now. So all this, if government can give us incentive, maybe if there is pool of fund for people living with disability generally now, not spinal cord injury, because every disability has its or her own peculiarity, but ours is just a bit different. So if we can have a pool of fund, if we can be factored into the national insurance scheme. We had a conference sometimes ago in Abuja Unfortunately, we invited NHIS. They couldn't attend. They said they are not attending our program because and we want them to come and know our peculiarity, to know what we are going through, to know that this set of people need some form of another policy under their scheme entirely, but they choose not to attend. These are things we want them to show interest in. If they come closer to us, they will know that these people, they depend. You can't imagine us with other disability that ordinary headache, they just take paracetamol, they are good to go. Ordinary malaria, they take malaria. But in our own situation, once you start having some feelings in your body, you have to run some tests. All these things cost money. If, for example, somebody is suspecting a urinary tract infection now, that person has to undergo a microscopy, sensitivity and culture test to determine what's happening in that urinary section, to know what drug to use. All these things other people, they might not need, they don't even need. But in our situation, it's very, very different. So these are the kind of collaboration we are looking onto government for. If they can magnanimously factor us, as in not me alone now, spinal cord injured people and the disability community generally, that okay, let's factor these people into our scheme, we are good to go.